shifting from just being buried in a simple pit. This was a simple pit under the ground, to having a room which was paneled by logs of wood or reeds. Following that, a sarcophagus was created. We will be looking at a sarcophagus exhibited here, and we will be talking about the various types of sarcophagi in another location. To my left hand side includes two faience ushabtis. Ushabtis were figurines made for the Egyptians for their death, so that they would answer instead of the deceased. The name means the answers, and they were made one for each day of the year. Then every group of 10 had an overseer, then another overseer for each month of the year, and the ancient Egyptian calendar had 12 months. So usually they totaled more than 413 pieces. On them there are magical formulae so that the Ushabti would answer for the deceased in his afterlife, meaning if the deceased is required from the gods to do any type of shoe, especially that they believe that in their afterlife they'll be in the fields of the Iaru, which is the fields of heaven, so then these magical statuettes would compensate for that. This actually, one was brought back from South Africa, this small one, and the other was from Austria, and they were retrieved and discovered and returned back to Egypt in 2014. Of the repatriated objects dated to the Islamic era. The showcase behind me houses a part of a side pulpit dating to the Mamluk era around 15th century AD. It was brought from the mosque of Ghanim al-Bahlawan from the area of Islamic Cairo. If we look at it, it's quite interesting. It's made out of wood, inlaid with ivory and ebony, and we can see the beautiful inlasion with the beautiful floral or the star motif and some of the floral motif. We can also look at the Bashrabiya works, which is the intricate work at the bottom here, where each piece is just inlaid by hand to join together and interlock together. Also behind me we can see some of the broken fragments of the pulpit. Actually Ghanim al-Bahlawan was the son of the Sultan al-Ashraf Qaitbay, who ruled Egypt in the 15th century AD. Showcase is quite interesting. It houses a variety of objects. The first two objects are two cartonnage pieces behind me. Actually, they represent an image of what we call the four sons of Horus. Here there is a god called Misty and another called Happy. The four sons of Horus are guardian gods who protected the four internal organs extracted from the deceased after mummification, and they are the liver, lung, stomach and intestines, and each organ had a guardian or a protected god. And on the mummy shroud, these gods were painted and represented to protect the deceased. Then we have also a granite piece. Actually, this is a granite broken piece from the pedestal of a statue for King Amenhotep III. It's brought from Luxor. We have an inlaid image of a figure, as well as behind me there is a painted limestone piece returned from London, and it represents the god Amun-Ra at the New Kingdom, during the New Kingdom era, which is around 1500 BC. The main god of Egypt was called Amun-Ra, and he was the patron god of the area of Luxor. Joining me now is Dr. Mohammed Al-Awa, and he's the program expert at the Disaster Risk Reduction Program of the UNESCO in Egypt. Oh, Doctor, in the manual that they've distributed about the information, they said that there are quite a big difference between the average flood, the river flood, and the flash floods. So would you explain it to us?
When the river overflows during the rainy season, this is called with a riverine flood related to the overflow of the river, while the flash flood comes from the intensive raining during the season on the mountain. So it's flow down the mountain and cover areas and cities in different countries. So that's actually the difference between riverine floods and flash flood.
Now, how can we forecast a flash floods? Are there methods?
Yeah, there are different bits of course, as you can see from the meteorological processes which you see on TV through the satellites, and there are also some equipment that they can put it around the area of the rivers along the bank, maybe like the rain gauge. They can make estimation about rainfall in that country. So there are some kinds of awareness programs that can help the early warning systems.
Welcome to Cultural Review. Today we will be learning more about the Chinese food and how popular it is in Egypt. Actually, there are a variety of restaurants. We have the fancy restaurants, we have the local restaurants, and today we're looking at the average Egyptian, how and what they like about the Chinese food. Republic of China is located in East Asia. It is the world's most populous country with a population of over 1.35 billion. It covers approximately 9.6 million square kilometers. China is the world's second largest country by land area. It exercises jurisdiction over 22 provinces. China is known for its ancient civilization that flourished in the fertile basin of the Yellow River in the North China Plain. For millennia, China's political system was based on hereditary monarchies known as dynasties. Since 221 BC, when the Qing dynasty first conquered several states to form a Chinese empire, the country has expanded, fractured, and reformed numerous times. The Republic of China replaced the last dynasty in 1912 and ruled the Chinese mainland until 1949. After World War II, the Communist Party defeated the National One in mainland China and established the People's Republic of China in Beijing on the 1st of October 1949. As for the relationship between Egypt and China, it has been excellent since the inception of bilateral relations several decades ago. The two sides have established diplomatic relations in May 1956. But in fact, bilateral relations have been time-honored and well established for years and years before